Hi, how are you? The last post that you have seen that I was talking with Rabbi and he was explaining about the Jewish and the Gentile. And I'm here going to talk about the Jewish Messianic Christianity. As Rabbi was impressing on you guys or telling to you guys that there is two different things about the Jewish and the Gentile Christianity. Jewish way of worshipping and practicing the religion so-called, they don't accept Jesus Christ as Messiah. Whereas in the Gentile side, we did accept him as a Messiah, but we don't accept him as a Jewish person at all. There is no Jewishness in the Gentile community, and there is no Messiah in the Jewish community. So the problem is right now here, there is only one group which was established during the first century of Jesus Christ, Christianity, that is the Jewish Messianic Christianity. These are the people, those who stand in between these two big cultures or divisions in the Christianity, which is Jewish and the Gentile population. They practice the Jewish Christianity exactly what they're supposed to do. What I'm saying is that, there should be only one way to practice the Christianity, and that is the Jewish Messianic Christianity. If we don't do those things, if we don't practice those things, definitely there will be a problem for us in the future. How? Because if you are becoming a Messianic Christianity, if you are becoming a Jewish, following the Jewish Messianic Christianity, you will be put into the front line of the battlefield. You will be put in the front line of the battlefield so that every attack will be on you. Probably you will be attacked from your family, from your children, from your financial, from your job or anything. You'll be getting a very serious attack. Other than the Jewish Messianic Christianity, all the denominations would stand behind far away, like Jacob was meeting his Esau. He kept all the gifts in front and he stood behind so that if anything happens, he could easily run away. So that's what the other denominations, you may think, or you might think, or probably I'm criticizing you, or I am kind of putting you in a different perspective, but this is the truth. Matter of fact, this is the truth. So Messianic Jewish Christian people will be the frontline battlers, standing in the battle and fighting for Jesus. If you believe in Jesus Christ, if you follow Jesus Christ, why not to stand in the frontline battle? Why not to stand in the frontline soldier, so that you can battle against the evil forces of this world? That's what God accepts. Jesus was a Jewish person completely and totally. He was circumcised on the 8th day of his birth, and he lived as a Jewish person, and he died as a Jewish person. Even when he was buried inside the Jerusalem, the rule was that the burial should happen only for the people who lived in Jerusalem. But Jesus, who was the citizens of Jerusalem, but Jesus was born in Nazareth. Joseph of Arimathea, he took Jesus' body and he buried in the Jerusalem. According to the Jewish culture or according to the Jewish tradition, he was buried, inside the tomb. So his burial was Jewish. His birth was Jewish. His life was Jewish. So even I would say that, Jesus followed all the commandments and all the Torahs, 613 Torahs he followed, and he observed totally, very strictly, and he was rushing to the Jerusalem all the time to celebrate the Jewish festivals. You can read in all the books, even in the synoptical gospels or any other books that you can go and take and read. Jesus was so strict Jewish guy. I will give you only one example of how Jesus was so strict in his Jewish traditional practices or Torah observations. We all knew about Lazarus of Bethany, the Mary's brother, and we all knew that how much Jesus loved this family. And Lazarus died, and Mary sends a word to Jesus, and then Jesus was coming, but he came very late. He came on the fourth day. it was too late for him because he was already buried and he was put in the tomb. But according to the Jewish traditions, the death was not usually, and even today, death is not announced until the third day completes, because they still believe that within the 3 days, the person could resurrect again. So they don't announce or don't declare the death completely until the third day. And also, according to the Jewish cultures, there are 2 burials. The first burial, they'll keep in the tomb, and the body decays, and after the decay of the body, it becomes bones. And the second burial would be they'll collect the bones and gather the bones, box it up, and put it in the family tomb. So there were 2 burials. So Lazarus was buried in the first burial inside the tomb. So Jesus comes on the 4th day. So Jesus wants to prove when everything is impossible by the mankind, when he is totally dead and declared dead, and he was raised, he wanted to raise because he wanted to prove them that he was the Alpha and Omega. He is the God, powerful authority he is alive under death, and he has the control over the life. So he wanted to prove that. That's why he waited until the 4th day, and he showed up on the 4th day. And when he came to the tomb of Lazarus, he didn't enter inside the tomb, and he was standing outside and calling it, Lazarus, Lazarus, come out. But why not he should have gone inside, and he should have brought Lazarus inside from the tomb? Because, Jesus, he is a God, and he can very easily go inside and bring him back again. But you know what? There was a law that I was also discussing sometime back again. When the priests, if the priests touch any dead body, they become defiled. If they're becoming defiled, they have to do certain procedures to cleanse themselves. Jesus was observing this Torah very strictly. That was the reason he wasn't going inside the tomb, and he was standing outside the tomb and calling Lazarus to come out. Folks, this is just a simple example of Jesus, how he followed all the 613 Torahs and commandments, and how he lived his life. And also the 12 disciples, they did the same thing when they lived their life. Satan, in his cunningness, completely he'd hide all these things, and he tortured them and killed them, totally eradicated the Christianity of Messianic Jewish. And now we are the denominational Jewish people, denominational Christians, after second, third or fourth century after Jesus died. And we don't follow anything of it, which is very sad, because Jesus said that God said that he will come only when every Jew is getting reached with the gospel. We think that, the gospel should be preached all over the world until the ends of the world, then Jesus will come. So we are thinking about the Gentile people. No, Jewish people were tortured 2,500 years. They spread all over the world, and they were mingled with so many other tribes. So we don't know where they are. That's the reason that God said that the gospel will be preached ends of the world, because Jewish people were mingled in all over the world. Folks, I'm telling to you, it is not easy. It is not easy to follow Jesus Christ. But if we follow, we wanted it to be in the frontline soldiers, not the backline soldiers. Our forefathers might have mistaken or misunderstood the Christianity, but here we are with all the tools and resources and all the documents and the proofs and evidences, tangible evidences that what we should follow. You may be sitting down in a group and you don't want to come out of the group, or if you wanted to see that in a way that I'm, trying to get it out, it's up to you, and it's up to you to believe or not to believe. But it is my duty to tell you, Jewish Christianity is a way to follow, so that you help Jewish to become, accepting the Jesus as Messiah. Once the gospel is preached to the Jewish, and then the God's, coming will be there so clear and so soon. Until then, you can clap your hand, sing songs, and bring everything. Nothing is going to happen, because God knew that we are not fighting in the frontline battles. We are still behind the battle. So accepting Jesus Christ and following the Messianic Jewish Christianity is the only way to reach the kingdom of God. Paul says that in Romans 8, 9, 10, that we have to provoke Jewish people. We need to provoke the Jewish people, and we are not doing it. If we don't provoke Jewish people, then how come we can tell that, that we are working for the kingdom of God? Other things all will be fake. Our life is only one time. If you want to do it, you do it. I mean, if you want to be a fruitful tool or fruitful weapon or for Jesus Christ, and if you think that you just so love the Jesus Christ, why not? Get in line in the frontline battle. Come on and stand with us. And I'm surely telling to you, you will get attacks. Definitely. There is an attack personally, family-wise, financially, job-wise, in all the ways if you get Jewish in you. If you try to become, if you're afraid, you can stand on the back of the line. But I'm inviting you, I'm calling you, I'm challenging you. If you think that you can disprove me, you can disprove me in any way possible, I can prove it exactly what I'm talking is right. Okay? So this is kind of a little bit more harsh than I ever made any video copies. But this is a little bit harsh, but I have to tell it out. There's no way that I can delay it on this one. All right, go folks. Now the YouTube has been, cut down on my video editor, so I could not post my things in like regular basis like how I did before. It's kind of a little bit difficult for me, but I'm still trying to post this one. Please watch this and think about yourself, okay? Until then, I'll come back with another Torah. Next week is Sukkot, the Feast of Tabernacles. Until then, I come back. Have a peace. Shabbat Shalom and Shavua Tov. Bye.